I pray for your generation because we did not have to deal with what you've had to deal with. And it's our fault for putting it in your hands.
There are millions of ways to be a human being.
Please
and,
God?
and many ways, many paths to what you call God.
The devil is not attacking you because you are weak. The devil is attacking you because you are a threat, because there is something valuable inside you.
So we're being forced to deal with powers higher than ourselves, whether we like it or not. We better open our eyes and look at the reality of what's going on. Lord, in my prayer, I said, Lord, everybody's singing about the face of God. They can see your face, and I want to see your face. And while I was saying, I want to see your face, I heard, turn to your left.
Denzel Washington has always been one of Hollywood's most respected voices, but it appears his recent comments have turned the industry upside down.
The Lord knows where we're headed, and only God knows where we're headed. So we're being forced to deal with powers higher than ourselves, whether we like it or not.
And then there's Oprah, one of the most influential figures in entertainment history, who has been accused of pushing an anti-Christian agenda for decades.
My next guest was used also in worshiping the devil, participated in human sacrifice rituals and cannibalism. She says her family has been involved in rituals for generations.
But now, insiders are calling her out for something far more sinister. Could her empire be built on an agenda that undermines faith itself?
There are millions of ways to be a human being. And many ways, many paths to what you call God.
What happens when someone like Denzel, who refuses to compromise his faith, directly clashes with the queen of talk shows? And could this be the reason some insiders are finally exposing Oprah's darkest secrets? Denzel Washington is known for his unwavering faith, a rare quality in the entertainment industry. He's repeatedly called out Hollywood for rejecting Christianity while embracing what he calls dangerous spiritualism. But while Denzel is openly vocal about his faith, Oprah's spiritual stance has sparked intense debate. Insiders claim her rise to power involved promoting messages that deliberately undermined Christianity, replacing it with a mix of mysticism and self-worship. And here's where things get really troubling. Recently, an insider alleged that Oprah's platform didn't just coexist with Christianity, it worked to dismantle it entirely. Her shows featured guests who openly dismissed the Bible, some even calling it outdated and irrelevant. Denzel, on the other hand, has refused to bend to Hollywood's agenda. When asked why he continues to speak about his faith despite backlash, his response couldn't have been clearer.
The devil is not attacking you because you are weak. The devil is attacking you because you are a threat, because there is something valuable inside you.
So what happens when these two cultural giants clash? Is this why some insiders are now speaking out against Oprah? And could this expose a deeper agenda within Hollywood itself? Let's start with Oprah Winfrey. Not just the media powerhouse we all know, but the spiritual leader she's become for millions. While Oprah has achieved incredible success in her career and inspired countless people, her spiritual side has stirred up some serious controversy. Believe it or not, some critics are saying Oprah's church might have some cult-like vibes, and that's not a claim people toss around lightly.
That the devil's servants often appear to be workers of righteousness.
So what's the deal? Well, it starts with how Oprah and her spiritual team approach teaching and belief systems. Some skeptics argue that they use strategies that feel an awful lot like brainwashing, subtly shaping how followers think and act. Let's break it down. One of the biggest red flags for critics is a program called A Course in Miracles, led by spiritual teacher Marianne Williamson.
You have been a spiritual friend and counselor to me for years, and I can't remember even what the problem was.
It's available on Oprah's platform and marketed as a way to retrain the mind with a spiritual spin, not a religious one. Sounds harmless enough, right? But here's where it gets tricky. The course borrows a lot of Christian language but flips the meanings around in ways that don't align with traditional interpretations. This twist can leave followers confused, making them more open to new ideas that might not stand up to deeper scrutiny. Now here's where it gets a bit unsettling. The teachings of this course discourage participants from questioning or judging what they're learning. They're told to just accept the ideas as they come and follow instructions to the letter. Imagine sitting in a class where questioning the lesson isn't just discouraged, it's practically forbidden. That lack of critical thinking, some say, could leave people vulnerable to manipulation, making them easier to influence. But it doesn't stop there. Oprah herself often talks about the importance of keeping an open mind, and her spiritual sidekick Eckhart Tolle pushes the idea of non-resistance.
Getting in touch with the stillness within, where there's no mental noise, and out of that stillness, when the time is right, sometimes an impulse comes.
Sounds nice and zen, but critics believe this is another way to nudge people toward accepting ideas without questioning them too much. Plus, Oprah promotes Eastern-style meditation practices, which, while popular and beneficial for some, can shift people into an altered mental state. When Tolle leads silent meditation sessions, for example, the focus on breath awareness might seem calming. But skeptics say it's also a way to make participants more suggestible. The most eyebrow-raising moment, that would be the time Oprah's show took a deep dive into hypnosis and past life regression. Yep, you read that right. She and her team hypnotized the audience to explore their supposed past lives. While this might make for great TV, it's also raising ethical questions. Critics argue that hypnosis, especially in a group setting like that, can plant false memories or even mess with people's deeply held beliefs. Whether you think past lives are real or not, playing with people's subconscious minds in such a public way is bound to make people uneasy. All of this adds up to some serious concerns about Oprah's spiritual movement. Critics say these techniques, discouraging judgment, promoting unquestioning openness, and even dabbling in hypnosis, are hallmarks of groups that can veer into cult-like territory. Despite all this, Oprah Winfrey has garnered a considerable amount of admiration from numerous individuals. However, unlike most people, Rose McGowan has been outspoken in criticizing Oprah for her perceived inauthenticity. "I am glad more are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah," McGowan wrote about the TV magnate. "I wish she were real, but she isn't." The charmed actress also called out Winfrey for her association with hip-hop mogul Russell Simmons, who's been accused of SA. From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning and destroying Russell Simmons' victims, McGowan continued, "She is about supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She is as fake as they come." #Lizard. Rose McGowan's main point is pretty straightforward. The entertainment media has conditioned us to see celebrities as moral role models, even when they might be part of a flawed and potentially harmful power structure. This is especially relevant when it comes to someone like Oprah Winfrey. Many people don't just see her as a talk show host, they see her as a beacon of truth and justice. Given her massive influence and status as one of the world's most powerful figures, it makes sense that her opinions carry so much weight. But here's the kicker. Oprah isn't immune to the same system of power she operates in. Oprah's rise from a tough upbringing to billionaire status is nothing short of inspiring, but along the way, she's naturally built connections with influential people and formed strong ties with the industry's elite. This means she's likely to feel loyal to her powerful friends and at times protective of them. Some people might wonder if Oprah ever truly set herself up as a champion for others. Still, it's important to keep our expectations of her in check. After all, she's navigating the same power dynamics as everyone else in her position. A good example of this happened back in 2003, showing how Oprah's influence plays out in political conversations. At the time, she invited journalist Judith Miller onto her show to discuss the Iraq War. When an audience member expressed doubts and called for more critical thinking, Oprah didn't exactly lean into the skepticism. Instead, she stood firm, backing Miller and the intelligence community's claims as though they were undeniable facts.
And I just don't know what to believe with the media.
We're not trying to show you propaganda. We're just showing you what is.
And speaking of Oprah's involvement with powerful elites, there is one particular person who was brought into the limelight by Oprah. His name is João Teixeira, or better still, John of God. This so-called spiritual healer from Brazil was once praised by Oprah, who even featured him on her show back in 2010, boosting his fame and giving him instant credibility. Millions of people around the world saw Oprah, one of the most trusted voices in media, validate this guy, leading to an even bigger following for him.
This is an interview I wasn't sure would ever happen. One of the most famous spiritual healers in the world rarely talks to anyone on camera. John of God agreed to sit down with me under a mango tree.
But here's where things get really dark. Fast forward a few years, and the truth comes out. John of God was running a massive operation. In 2018, 4 women appeared on Brazilian television to accuse John of abusing them when they'd come to him for assistance. Speaking on TV Globo, 3 of the women described their encounters with John to host Pedro Bial on condition of anonymity. Dutch choreographer Zahira Lineke Maus decided to be named and said that during one of her trips to see the healer to be cured of the trauma of previous SA, he took her into a back room and had her please him. He then had her pick out a gemstone from a set and granted special treatment. She has also accused him of assaulting her during another session. "I really hope I can help other women out of this shadow because we do not need to feel ashamed," Maus said on the show. He has to feel ashamed, and all the people who protect him, so he can continue to do what he does. She later told the New York Times in an interview that she'd heard of John of God from a friend and had seen Oprah Winfrey's documentary. Sao Paulo businesswoman Aline Salih told a local newspaper that a similar incident had happened to her. Following this, Brazilian prosecutors announced that since the program had aired, more than 200 women had come forward to say that they had also been abused by John of God while seeking treatment. It was then reported that prosecutors for the state of Goiás had asked police to arrest the healer. In a brief appearance to his followers on one Wednesday, the day he used to perform his healings, he said, "I am not guilty." He then left after less than 10 minutes, his staff saying he was too affected by the claims against him to work his wonders. "We declare his innocence. We respect the right of the women to make these testimonies, but we do not recognize these testimonies as true," Mario Rosa, a spokesperson for John, told The Guardian. Alberto Toron, John's lawyer, in an interview with Folha de Sao Paulo, said that there was something amiss in just how many people were coming forward. "There were 10, now there are 20. And they're talking about 200, which is strange," he said. "This is something we are investigating." By early 2019, more than 250 women, including John's daughter, had come forward to allege abuse that ranged from being inappropriately touched during treatments to assault. In a damning account of her father, John's daughter described him a monster. On the 16th of December 2018, as the number of SA accusations climbed to 600, John surrendered himself to the police. Court documents showed that John of God tried to withdraw nearly $12 million from his bank accounts before he gave himself up. In December 2019, John was handed the first of several sentences, jailed for 19 years and 4 months for 4 SA accusations from different women. More convictions followed, with latest media reports stating John has now been sentenced to a total of more than 63 years. Following this whole scandal, Oprah distanced herself from the controversial healer by releasing a statement which for the most part felt like an attempt to rationalize her actions. The statement read, "I went to Brazil in 2012 to tape an episode of Oprah's Next Chapter that explored the controversial healing methods of John of God. The episode aired in 2013. I empathize with the women now coming forward and hope justice is served. However, this was not an isolated incident by any means. In fact, there have been other instances linking Oprah to controversial and influential individuals, one notable example being Harvey Weinstein. Oprah and Harvey have maintained a friendship spanning over 2 decades. If you're unfamiliar with Harvey Weinstein, he is a prominent film producer who became synonymous with the Me Too movement after numerous actresses came forward to accuse him of misconduct. As he faced public condemnation and exposure for his actions, Oprah allegedly reached out to him, extending her support, an assertion that Oprah's team denies. Many people find the claim credible due to Oprah's close relationship with Harvey and her previous displays of sympathy towards him, despite his repugnant behavior deserving severe legal consequences. It is difficult to comprehend why Oprah would choose to associate herself so closely with someone like Harvey Weinstein. Their friendship appeared genuine and warm, as evident from various photographs. Some individuals even speculate that Oprah may have influenced certain actresses to engage in relationships with Harvey Weinstein. In any case, when asked about the allegations, Oprah simply said she tries to look for the rainbow in the cloud, whatever is the silver lining.
I think that this is, I'm always trying to look for the rainbow in the cloud, whatever is the silver lining. And so I think this is a watershed moment.
Anyway, another person who was a close associate of Oprah was Jeffrey Epstein. Like all her other friends, Epstein was an American billionaire. In 2019, he faced legal charges related to the trafficking of very young individuals. Comprehensive investigations conducted by federal authorities uncovered a network involving girls who were exploited by Epstein and his associate for illicit purposes. This was not the first time Epstein was accused or even charged with related crimes. Since 2005, he has been in and out of courts and jails, and his list of crimes included misconduct, SA, and much more. After his arrest, conspiracy theories about an elite pedophile ring spread across the internet, accusing celebrities like Chrissy Teigen, Ellen DeGeneres, and Oprah Winfrey of involvement. One viral Facebook post that has since been deleted said, "Does anyone else find it odd that not a single celebrity or big name on Epstein's flight list has spoken out in defense of themselves?" Chrissy Teigen deleted 27,000 tweets, but never put out a statement about it. Ellen DeGeneres has not spoke on it. Oprah Winfrey has not spoke on it. Later on, Oprah cleared her name in a tweet that read, "Just got a phone call that my name is trending and being trolled for some awful fake thing." It's not true. She also wrote, "Haven't been raided or arrested, just sanitizing and self-distancing with the rest of the world. Stay safe, everybody." On August 10, 2019, while he was awaiting trial in prison, Epstein was found dead in his cell after unaliving himself. Following his demise, conspiracy theorists claimed Epstein was unalived in order to silence him by one of his many powerful friends. But before all this, Oprah had also made a controversial move in which she had stepped down from her role in the film documentary on the women accusing Russell Simmons of SA. In fact, she went as far as to have her name removed from the credits. This move by Oprah left so many people questioning the motives behind it. However, she later addressed the issue, claiming that she was not aligned with the filmmaker's creative vision. Winfrey noted, "First and foremost, I want it to be known that I unequivocally believe and support the women. Their stories deserve to be told and heard. In my opinion, there is more work to be done on the film to illuminate the full scope of what the victims endured, and it has become clear that the filmmakers and I are not aligned in that creative vision." Anyway, while Oprah has been promoting such controversial figures and beliefs, one person has remained true to their religion, and that is Denzel Washington. You see, he isn't just any actor. He's one of Hollywood's most respected figures. Known for his Christian faith, strong family values, and public integrity, Denzel has always walked a different path compared to many of his peers. He's openly discussed the importance of being a good father, advocating for strong family values, and putting God above fame. In a 2017 interview with CBN about his film, Roman J. Israel, Esquire, the two-time Academy Award winner, shared profound insights into his spiritual beliefs and the philosophies that guided his life both on and off the silver screen. Denzel, whose transformative performance in the 2017 film garnered critical acclaim, spoke passionately about the intersection of his Christian faith and his role as an actor. For him, faith wasn't merely a passive belief, it demanded action and activism. In his view, everyone possessed unique gifts, and it was the duty of individuals to utilize these gifts to make a positive impact in the world.
Well, you have to use your gifts. You know, faith without works is nothing.
Denzel emphasized during the interview, highlighting the significance of pairing belief with action. However, he also acknowledged that not everyone needed to be an activist in the traditional sense. Denzel recalled a prophetic message from a woman who foresaw his global influence not as a preacher in the pulpit but as a speaker through his work. This revelation inspired him to use his platform in the entertainment industry to spread messages of hope, love, and faith. When Denzel questioned his pastor about his purpose, wondering if he was meant to become a preacher, the response was profound. "You already have a pulpit." These words served as a powerful reminder that Denzel's influence and reach extended far beyond the confines of a church, permeating the hearts and minds of audiences worldwide. With humility and determination, he embraced his role as an agent for good, recognizing the profound impact storytelling could have on shaping perspectives and inspiring change. In the film, Denzel subtly nodded to scripture through the character's name, underlining the depth of his understanding of faith and its relevance in the contemporary world.
This is funny just to think. 3 Mondays ago, I didn't know either one of you.
One of the central themes of the film was justice. Throughout the entire course of the story, Roman questions his own personal view of justice. The film delves into the profound disparity between man's view of justice and God's view of justice, highlighting that the two aren't always in alignment. God's justice, as depicted in the Bible, is always right and good, taking everything into account, and cannot be swayed or altered by human biases or prejudices. This powerful exploration of justice added layers of complexity to the character of Roman J. Israel, prompting viewers to contemplate the profound question of what constitutes true justice and righteousness in a flawed world. In any case, Washington has also opened up about his profound connection with spirituality and how it guided him away from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood parties. Denzel's story serves as a testament to the transformative power of faith and the unwavering influence of a spiritual encounter. Denzel reminisced about his upbringing, where his father, a devout man of God, instilled in him the values of faith and righteousness. This foundation would later play a pivotal role in shaping Denzel's character, especially during his early years in the entertainment industry. His spiritual awakening came in the early 1980s when he found himself at a crossroads, torn between the allure of Hollywood revelry and the call of his faith. It was a struggle familiar to many, a battle between the material world and the spiritual realm. Denzel candidly shared that he had several encounters with faith, each time drawing him closer to the divine. One significant turning point occurred when he attended a church service with renowned director Robert Townsend. Denzel decided to surrender himself completely, stepping forward to the altar in a moment of profound vulnerability. In the prayer room, he experienced something inexplicable, a sensation of ascending into the air, his cheeks filled with an overwhelming presence. It was a supernatural experience, leaving an indelible mark on his soul. Despite this powerful encounter, Denzel confessed that he wasn't immediately prepared to fully embrace this newfound spirituality. He acknowledged the struggle within himself, attempting to reconcile his spiritual awakening with the temptations of the entertainment industry. Yet the memory of that transformative moment stayed with him, serving as a grounding force even in the face of immense fame and worldly distractions. In any case, many fans are applauding Denzel for standing firm in his faith, even as he risks alienating powerful figures in Hollywood. But for Oprah, the response has been far more divisive. While some continue to defend her legacy, others are beginning to question whether her platform did more harm than good. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.